Because as you lead them, many of them tie their destinies to your destiny. So every word that comes from you, everything you say influences their decisions, influences their life. Many people do well in life because of words that came from their leaders, words that came from people who inspired them, who they look up to. And many destinies has also been destroyed because they heeded to the advice of people who lead them. So people's destinies are always affected by your influence. That is why it is very dangerous to lead people without a conscious effort to better their life, but to just milk them. Many people's lives will be destroyed if you are not careful, if you don't lead them with integrity, if you don't give them good advice, if you don't model a disciplined life. People will pick up the negative influence you give them, and it will destroy their decision, their lives, their destinies. So responsibility must be a sacred duty of every leader. So what does the responsibility mean? Responsibility means, number one, taking ownership, not shifting blame. Whenever there are situations, problems, inconveniences, you must learn to take responsibility, ownership, but not to shift blame. Any person who always shifts blames to people cannot become an effective leader. Effective leader always takes ownership and takes responsibility. So if you are a responsible leader, then you must learn to take ownership, not to shift blame to people. That's number one. Number two, responsibility means admitting mistakes. You must admit mistakes, not hiding them. Don't hide your mistakes. You must admit your mistakes. We learn from mistakes. Mistakes come to shape us. So don't be afraid or don't be ashamed when you make mistakes. Your mistakes can help you to grow, to become a better person. So being responsible or taking responsibility means that you admit mistakes and don't hide them, but you rather learn from those mistakes. Number three, responsibility means making decisions for the collective good, not for personal advantage. It means what? Making decisions for the collective good, not for personal advantage. So when you are leading people, you don't make decisions based on what you feel alone or what you want alone, but for the people to be satisfied, to be okay, to be blessed, for their advancement, not for your personal gain. You don't take decisions because of what you'll be getting, because of what you will be gaining, but you take decisions for the public and collective good of people, so that everybody will be satisfied, everybody will be okay, everybody will feel okay, everybody will advance, everybody will grow. That is what we mean by responsibility. Number four, responsibility means considering long-term consequences, not short-term convenience. So when you are a responsible leader, you must think about the long-term consequences of everything that happens around you. The long-term consequences, the effect of your decisions. Because whatever will happen in the future is as a result of the decisions you take today. Not just a convenient situation, just thinking about today, what you benefit. Because sometimes what you are just thinking about to gain today can go a long way to affect your future. Just because you want to be happy today, you can create chaos in your future. In so many areas, it can be financially, it can be relationship, it can be business, it can be governance, whatever it is, you need to consider the long-term consequences of your responsibility. So a leader who embraces responsibility builds trust, because people know such a leader will answer for their actions. Any responsible leader answers for their actions. They always answer for their action. Let's look at respect for human dignity. Respect for human dignity. At the heart of ethical leadership is a deep understanding that every person matters, every human being matters, every follower matters, every leader matters, everybody who works for you and with you matters. So leadership is not about status, it is about service. Service to the people who matters. Service to the people who follow. Service to the people who work for you or with you. So leadership value the dignity of those they lead. A leader will always value the dignity of the people that they lead. They do not manipulate them or exploit them or belittle them or use people as tools for advancement. Be careful of leaders who say, let's use this person, let's use him, let's use her. Be careful of such leaders. People are not meant to be used. They are not tools for advancement. Run away from leaders who always say, we must use this person. Let's use, always thinking about using people as tools. You have not been placed in the people's life to manipulate them, to exploit from them, or to belittle them, or to use them. You have not been placed in their life for that. But leaders who respect human dignity, number one, they listen. So you must be a leader who listens. Always listen to people around you, people who follow you, people who work for you and with you, people you have been given the opportunity to lead. Listen to them. Number two, they empathize. Empathize with them. Number three, they honor differences. Learn to honor differences, because everybody that comes to you have their own differences. We are not coming from the same tribe or culture or nation. Every culture have their own differences. So you must learn to appreciate and honor various differences. Ewe's culture and values may be different from a Ghana person's value and culture. Personally, if you are to ask me the tribe in Ghana that I love the most, is Ewes. I love Ewes because number one, they are hardworking. Number two, Ewes are not really found to be liars. They like speaking the truth. It's only a few you see them lying. They like the truth. Number three, when an Ewe says, I like you, it means they truly like you. They will not pretend. They are not pretenders. When an Ewe says, me, I don't like you, go up and down, they don't like you. They will never pretend. So there are various differences in every culture, in every tribe, in everything. So you must learn to honor differences. So number four, they recognize potential. A leader who has respect for human dignity, respect and recognize potential. Everybody have potentials. Their potentials may be hidden, may be untapped, uncovered, but you must see potential in the people and recognize those potentials and try to bring those potentials out of the people. You know, there are people who don't even know what they are capable of doing, but as a leader, you must see and recognize potentials in people and bring it out. Respect creates loyalty. When you respect people, they will be loyal to you. When you disrespect people, they will be disloyal to you. Respect binds people to a leader, not out of fear, but out of shared humanity and mutual value. They will begin to rally around you, not because they fear you, but because they share values with you. They are influenced positively by you. Now let's look at humility as a leadership posture. Every leader must have a sense or an iota of humility in them. Many people think that humility means you are weak, but humility is not weakness. Humility is strength under control. Whenever you see somebody who is humble, never underestimate them. Never take advantage of people who are humble, because humility is not weakness. It is strength under control. It is the self-awareness that allows leaders to acknowledge their limitations, to learn from others. So anybody who is humble, that person acknowledges their limitations, that person learns from others, that person remains grounded despite their success. Humility is not easy, but you must learn to be humble, because humility, it is the sign of ethical leadership. Every successful leader you have ever heard of, thought of, ever known had an element of humility in them. Because humility protects leaders from pride. So you have to be intentional about it. To deal with pride, you must be intentional about humility, which is almost often the root of ethical collapse. When pride sets in, your ethical leadership will collapse. So humility is what will keep you rooted in ethical leadership. A humble leader is open for correction, for wise counsel and accountability. A humble leader celebrates other people. They celebrate other people. They want other people to do well. They appreciate other people. They see the good in other people. Humility keeps a leader human. You know, there are certain people, they can be so inhumane, so wicked, that you even prescribe them to not be human beings. Mostly in our settings, especially in the account settings, when we see somebody to be very good, sometimes we say, oh, Papa die or a nipa. Papa die or a nipa. He's a human being. He's already a human being, whether you're saying it or not. But the person's character, integrity, and everything will show that the person is really a human. But there are certain people, their behavior, their character as leaders, people can say, oh, where the nipa? Where the nipa? So people, though you are a human being, can ascribe you that you are not a human being because of your character, your behavior. So the next one, courage to uphold what is right. So a leader must have courage to uphold what is right, because ethics require courage. Your leadership journey requires courage. Sometimes doing what is right is unpopular. When you do what is right, you can easily be misunderstood. And sometimes doing what is right is costly. That is why ethical leaders make hard decisions, not because they are inconvenient or they are convenient, but because they are morally correct. You don't make decisions because it is convenient, but because that is the right thing to do. So it takes courage to, number one, to confront injustice. It takes courage as a leader to confront injustice. Number two, it takes courage to stand alone when there are times that you need to stand alone, because what you believe in, many other people may not believe the same thing. But because of courage, you will be like, oh, I don't care if nobody believes this. I believe it. I stand for the truth. If nobody will stand for the truth and I'm alone, I prefer to be alone in this situation. It takes courage to stand for the truth, to stand alone when it is necessary. Number three, it takes courage to resist corruption. It takes courage to resist what? Corruption. Certain monies that have been given to you to bend wills, they have been given to you to change your mind, they have been given to you to stand for a lie. But with courage, you can stand and resist that corruption. People cannot change you when you are courageous. When you have courage for what you stand for, people cannot change you or buy you with money. People cannot change you. Number four, it takes courage to admit wrongs. Not many people admit their wrongs, but it takes courage to say, I am wrong. I didn't do well as a leader. I am at fault. It takes courage. It is only people who are courageous who take or they admit their wrongs. When you see leaders who are always defending themselves, they don't have enough courage. They don't have enough courage. Always defending themselves, even when they are wrong. They don't have courage. They don't have courage. Number five, it takes courage to uphold values under pressure. It takes courage to uphold values under pressure. There are times that pressure will come and your values may be compromised. But if you are courageous enough, no matter the pressure that comes, you will never negotiate your values. You will never negotiate your values, but you will uphold them. You will uphold your values. And that is what will make people know you for. People will know what you stand for when you uphold your values. So, consistency as a measure of moral strength. Consistency as a measure of moral strength. Every leader must be consistent in whatever they do, whether it's business, work, their ability to influence other people, and all that. Because integrity is often proven over time. You can't use 1 day, 1 week, 1 month to prove integrity. It is proven over time. So ethical leaders do not act according to their moods or their convenience. They act according to values. There are people who come to you, you may dislike them, but because of your values, you have to do what? Make sure they are okay. because you know your role, your responsibility. Your responsibility must not be affected by your emotions. That is why every leader must master emotional intelligence. You must master emotional intelligence. To be consistent, you need emotional intelligence. You need emotional intelligence. So a leader who is consistent, their yes is their yes, and their no is their no. They are people who are reliable, predictable in virtue, and there are people who are consistent in character. They are the people that if people say something ill about them, it is hard to believe because they are known for a particular pattern of character. If somebody is always truthful, it will be difficult for somebody to say he spoke a lie. Everybody will say, no, 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 no. If it is this woman you are talking about, if it is this man you are talking about, we don't believe can say what you are saying. So that is what people will know you by. Because consistency makes leadership steady. People follow leaders they can depend on. When you are consistent, people can depend on you. When you are consistent, people can follow you without any wavering thoughts. Because ethical leadership begins from consistency. Now let's look at leadership that begins from the heart. Leadership begins from your heart. You cannot pretend for a long time. You can pretend for a while, but you cannot pretend for a long time. Leadership must begin from your heart. I have a book titled The Heart of Leadership, and everybody must get that book. Very, very powerful book, The Heart of Leadership. So ethical leadership begins in your heart. Leadership is not first a strategy, it is a conviction. It is not shaped by circumstances, but it is guided by values. When a leader's moral foundations are strong, their decisions become clearer. The decisions they take is very clear. Their influence will become stronger, and their leadership will become sustainable when a leadership is guided by values. So ethical leadership stands the test of time because it is built on timeless principles. So your leadership must be built on timeless principles. Because this world, where compromise is so common and morality is often negotiable, only a leader with strong moral foundation will become a beacon of hope. And that's the proof that leadership rooted in ethics can truly transform people and nations. Leadership that is rooted in ethics will surely transform people. It will transform organizations. It will transform nations. And everybody will see the evidence of your leadership. Everybody will see the evidence of your leadership. Everybody will see the evidence of your leadership. So I think we'll end here, and tomorrow we will continue. We'll end here, and tomorrow we will continue. So tomorrow we'll be looking at the consequences of compromised integrity. The consequences of compromised integrity. So please tomorrow try and come early so that we can do more. All right. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. If you have any question, feel free to ask. Any question, anybody with any question you would want to ask,